First of all, I guess I will ask Coach Hicks. I guess, Coach, last week I was kind of taken aback when it said on our KMA news story about the teapot thing coming down. It said former AD Don Hicks. I was like, I think he's still the AD. What exactly is your title, and what do you do?
I'm actually an athletic consultant here at Stanton. I pretty much do a lot of the AD duties, share them with Kevin, but Kevin's K-12 principal, which is a pretty demanding and busy job. So I try to relieve some of his duties. I still do a lot of the contracting and scheduling and take care of the athletic fields.
So basically, it's kind of doing your same job, I guess. Are you happy? Are you enjoying that? Or you don't want to just sit at home? And I know you want to be active.
That's pretty much it. I guess at this stage of my life, if you'd have said 10 years ago, would you be doing that? I would have said, no way. I'll be retired and doing whatever. But I enjoy doing it. I'm when I've coached as much as I have over the years and taught, I've had pretty active life, I guess you'd say, and I feel like I have to be doing something, so it's better than sitting at home doing nothing during the wintertime particularly.
Kevin, you have the title AD, so I guess you say you do very little, but I'm sure there's a little bit of sarcasm there. But I guess tell me about working alongside with a guy that was a coach of yours.
Well, to come back here, home, graduated from here, and of course Don was my coach and everything. So that was a great experience, a great opportunity for me that I thought would be something to take advantage of, and a draw to come back here to begin with. I don't think I would have done this anywhere else. So anytime we get a share with him, that he shares his time with us, we're fortunate with that, and we like having him around all the time. And any minute he can be around is good. And as a consultant to me, and he does, again, a lot of the behind-the-scenes work with the coaches, with practice fields, getting equipment, keeping all that up to date, the paperwork, the scheduling. So, a lot of that he takes off of my plate. And that, sure, like he said before, that saves me a lot of time to do the K-12 principal position and try to do it as well as I can, too.
Making that decision to go from Bedford here, 2 years ago?
This is my third.
3. Okay, so being a Bedford as long as you were, it had to be a tough decision for you, but it probably made it a little easier in that you knew the town, you knew the system, you knew Coach Hicks.
Yeah, no, great. You've got that right, Derek. Bedford was very good to me. I was there for 18 years, and it was a tough decision to leave. But like I said before, I wouldn't have done this anywhere else, and I know with the call that Don gave me that, hey, would you be interested? And I like to tell you, by the time I picked myself off the floor, that they were obviously interested in wanting me to come back and be a part of what I knew here and the high quality of education, as well as just the commitments of the community were a great draw. And knowing the community, that made a big difference too.
Let's talk about the Viking Center a little bit, and I guess I'll just leave it for you here, Coach Hicks. Talk about about a year ago they had it finished, and I guess tell me what it's been for this community.
Well, the Viking Center was a project that I'm not sure was started maybe 4 years ago or so with the idea, and I'm sure a lot of people thought, this is way too much for a town the size of Stanton to take on. But a lot of people worked very, very hard to get grants as well as contributions. This was all paid for without the tax dollars. So it's and I think I might be wrong on this. I think it was a $3.1 million building project, and we have a gym, full gym in there, a little bit bigger than what we have down here in the high school. We also have a running track, walking running track that goes above it, as well as library and preschool, weight room, etc. So it's quite a complex, and it's community, but it's available for the school. We pay a certain amount each month for use, so it's really helped with our practices. But it's really a great thing for our community to have. I would say it's a facility that you'd see in a town of 5 to 10,000, and to have it in a town of 700 is a real blessing.
And Kevin, you're a basketball coach, and you said you were able to utilize that a little bit this year.
Yeah, it worked out really well. We were hoping that would be a part of it in the plan when it was drawn up, but we did. It allowed the junior high teams to have a little bit more practice time, court time, as they go to 4:15, and then when they're done, we were able to go full court, one in the high school and then one in the Viking Center until we were done at 6:15 or 6:30. So it allowed the kids to get home as well as gave everybody a little bit more practice time. And a great facility as well. So we were very fortunate for that. And like Mr. Hicks said, like Don said, we do pay a little bit of rent every month. Our kids use the facility for that, some PE classes. I know they visit the library quite a bit, the elementary does. And we also use that as a tornado shelter for our students too. So yeah, a lot of positives with that, and being as close to it as we do. I think there are going to be some more collaboration pieces fit in here in the next couple of years.
In a smaller school as Stanton is, there are a lot of different hats individuals wear. I mean, so many. I mean, there's probably more than one person in this school district that coaches every season. I guess whoever wants to talk about the coaches that how many they have and how many sports they have and all that.
Right. Well, I do a little bit to start with. We have quite a few positions open this year, so we're trying to get all the coaching positions arranged, and our PE position, of course, is going to have several of those coaching opportunities. But we do. Coach Grebin, to start with, does football, basketball with myself. He does boys junior high track. So I think he's maybe going to take the summer off. I think he thinks he needs to do that. But so yeah, he's busy all year round as well, and weightlifting in the morning too. So a huge commitment on his part and his family's part for that. Katie Elwood, she does a lot throughout the season, track, high school girls track, and she had junior high girls basketball. She will move up to high school girls basketball next year. Jody Druvengay does some junior high track girls for this year. She's also, of course, our head volleyball coach. So we do. We got Mr. Dan Stokes. We're fortunate he's assistant football and assistant boys basketball as well. So, Jeff Sorensen and Jason Hart both co-coach baseball. They're about the only ones who just coach in one season. But you're right. It does. It takes a huge commitment on the individual's part, on their family's part, to be able to do that. And asking Coach Hicks here, somebody that's coached everything for years and years and made it work extremely well for his family and the school, as also well those teams. And that's very fortunate. We've got some great people here working with our kids as much as they do.
I'll talk to Coach Hicks now. Coach Subert, you mentioned now Katie Elwood is now going to be the girls basketball. Is Coach Subert still the track and softball? Or
no, Coach Subert this next year will be just teaching and then helping out in any other ways. But he officially is retiring this year from girls basketball and then girls track. Last year was his last year for girls track.
Well, you worked with him quite a bit, worked alongside him anyway, or you were his AD and all that. I guess, can you talk about him as his career?
He's had a fantastic career. I think Bruce came, I think I'm correct in saying 1983, if I remember correctly, here and coached kind of like I did about all the girls sports and did an outstanding job. He's had some great girls teams and just very, very consistent, and somebody you could always depend on in every sport. And he's just been a great contribution to this community. He had 3 daughters that were outstanding athletes that really have been a contribution to Stanton High School also.
Katie, Carmen, or Krista? Which one? What's the best athlete?
They are all outstanding. I don't know which one would say is the best. I think there'd be an argument there because, boy, they were in every sport. It wasn't one sport either. Most of them. I think Krista went on to play basketball in college, and Carmen and Katie volleyball. But truthfully, I think they could have picked their sport.
Yeah, that's one of those questions where there's no wrong answer. Yeah. Great coaches, as you mentioned here at Stanton, and you're one of them, of course, Kevin. And Jody Druvengay, though, is another one that really kind of stands out to me. She, she had the Suberts there for a few years there at least, and she didn't have any this past summer, or this past fall, excuse me, and they still went to a regional final. What can you say about that coaching performance?
Well, she does a great job with the girls, as well as working with them, and very caring. All of our coaches are very caring. I think you find that in all successful coaches. But they had over 35 girls. Well, that's right at 34, 35 girls out for volleyball, and very few of them were not out for volleyball, and that says a lot about the program that she runs and the quality that she expects. High expectations, but she does a great job of getting that out of each person and making them feel a huge part of the success that they've had the last several years. But yeah, she does a great job with them, and especially it's been good to see her work with the junior high girls in track. Same type of commitment and expectations, and getting the kids to do extra, try to get to their level of performance that they need to be, and she does a great job with that.
On your boys' side, you've got a very good junior class going to be seniors, and they took their lumps in some of the sports. And you think this is going to be a big payoff this next year with this senior class, football, basketball, baseball? I mean, it's a really good, strong senior class.
Sure, it's time to see some really big steps from them. I think in everything. I think football, we kind of took a step forward, getting to the playoffs and winning some big games there early, especially. Basketball, I think we took a big step forward in taking care of some situations and winning a few more games than we had, and just being a year older, I think, was a big part of that. So I think we'll see some things in baseball this year. Again, all those kids are playing baseball, and I think it's track. We've got some low numbers, but that doesn't necessarily constitute, the kids are improving their times and working hard there too. So yeah, I think we're expecting some big things from them next year. I think they are, as well as the community. So we'll see how they respond to those expectations and the extra work that they want to put in or will put in to see how good they want to be.
You mentioned the track team, and Alex Bechtold has kind of been standing out there with the discus throw. He's gone over 160 at least about a handful of times here. 168 is the third longest in 1A. And Coach Hicks, you were taking credit for that because you just said, "Hey, you just said, okay, throw it this," and then he would go ahead and do that.
Yeah, I don't think I'd take any credit for it, but when he was a freshman, he showed a real promise, and I would see him in the hallway, and I'd say, "Hey, you hit 130, you might as well go for 135. He'd go out to that meet and throw 135. He'd get to state, and I say, you might as well go for 140, 145. He threw 147 as a freshman. So he showed he's just a really quiet, modest kid, and he just has very little emotion. But I have seen him smile the last few days after throwing 168 at Griswold, and then I believe it was 161 the other night, and he's got it. It looks to me like he's consistent. It's not just a throw every now and then. Now he seems to be at the 150 plus plateau. So hopefully he can continue doing that. We'd like to see him return to state this year.
And Kevin, you had said he been working on something, changing something, or is there something that he changed?
I think I know Coach Grebin was, and they'd seen some videos and looked at some things there, critiqued some of his movements. And I think there was one specific finish to his throw that he had really worked on. And I know Coach Grebin, after the Griswold night, said that he had really come through with what he was trying to work on, obviously, which showed in the 168 throw, yeah.
All right, guys, lots going on here at Stanton. Now we've got it figured out who's the AD, who's not the AD. But anything else that you guys want to add before I push stop?
Well, I would just say, I think one of the real keys to success at Stanton is the quality of our student body, just outstanding. And that goes back to our community, too. Expectations have always been very high here at Stanton. They expect a lot, and the kids try to deliver. And so I think it's a real partnership between the school, the staff, the community, and the student body at Stanton.